Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Give honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akiam, to the elect that are scattered across the four corners of this earth, preaching the truth and faith and sincerity. I'm the brother Shema Allah from the Great Millstone Houston Camp. And today's lesson is going to be entitled, You Do Not Have to Be Deep. And what I mean about deep is basically you want to sound like you want to know everything. Well, it's really nothing wrong with knowing everything about the scriptures, right? But you have to come up on a level first, right? You shouldn't want to seek the hard and deep breakdowns of the scriptures, right? Just to, try to be glorified or have some type of praise, or just for you to feel good, because it's not what it's about. You gotta understand the simple things, right, of the scriptures, the basics, before you can move on to anything else, right? Just like with anything, you gotta start off with the basics, right? And then when you start with the basics of the beginner, you move on to intermediate, right? Then after intermediate, you go to the advanced. See, this truth has stages to it, right? And when you first come in as a newborn babe, right? I'm gonna get this scripture right here, 1 Peter 2:2. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word that you may grow thereby. So as you're gonna be born again, this is new to you. This truth is new to you, right? This is strange unto you. If you're the elect, you heard it before, but you have to be retaught. You have to relearn it. See, but when you're in the relearning processes, you can't jump straight to the deep breakdowns. You gotta build that foundation on the milk, right? You gotta be properly nourished upon the milk. All right, let's see what this word goes into. Strong's G 1051 Gala. It says milk, a metaphor for the less difficult Christian truths, right? So the easier things for you to understand, got the easier breakdowns. See, because you gotta be able to understand small things, be able to piece together the basic scriptures and get the understanding of them, and then other things will start to make sense, right, over time. It always takes time. This is Hebrews 5:12. It says, For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High, and now become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. Right? Because you have to be taught in this truth. But the first thing you're supposed to be taught is the milk, because you're a babe. So when a babe first comes into the world, when a babe is born, he's on the breast milk, right? The babe is on the breast milk, and then the baby moves on to soft foods, and then he chews the meat after you get older, right? It says, for everyone that uses milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe, because you don't have that much experience. But strong meat belongs to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. So becoming mature in the spirit, growing up in the spirit. It's like a babe grows up into an adult. It's the same thing in the truth, but it's spiritual, right? You got that experience, right? You know these breakdowns. You see, you got your foundation set, right, upon the basics. You know the milk. then you will be able to receive the meat. See, the Most High, He's going to make you better each and every day. Right? If you stay diligent in the scriptures, you're gonna increase each and every day. Right? Because when I first came in, I used to think that, I had to know everything. I used to stress myself out trying to learn, all the breakdowns and then go to the deep breakdowns. Look, you got to start off on the easy breakdowns first. Right? Then the Most High just started revealing certain things to me. I ain't saying I'm deep. Right? But I'm just saying that I can tell a difference from when I first came into the truth and until now. See, this is Isaiah 28:9. It says, "Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine?" So the whom is talking about a man, right? An Israelite man, right? Or it could be a woman, because women are taught too, right? Because the scripture said a woman could be taught by her man. But the he right here is talking about the Most High. It says, "And whom shall he make to understand doctrine?" So who is the Most High going to teach and make them understand these words? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. To be weaned from the milk meaning you offer the milk, just like a babe when they're on the breast milk. It comes to a point of time to where, hey, it's enough. Like, hey, you want more. You gotta get off of that. You see, you've had enough of the milk. You got properly nourished already, right? The milk built you up to a certain level to where you're able to eat certain other things, right? I'm not saying that like babes don't need milk anymore, but in its truth, it's always good to go back and go over those notes and going over the easier things that be understood, right? Because you can forget those things, and those things can slip your mind. Because being in this flesh, man, you'll be surprised what you'll forget. And right, it's just to keep you sharp. You see. What else do I have? First, I don't have to get that. Let's get Sirach 3:21. "Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength." Right, and a hard and breakdown. Worry about the deep mysteries. And you don't gotta worry about that. First coming in, like you gotta be built up. You gotta gain that experience, or you gotta go through things, or to be able to understand first the easier things. You can't skip over that, right? You gotta build upon those things, right? That's how you get the foundation. You gotta have that foundation, make that foundation solid. All right, so you're not supposed to be seeking out, I want to know this, right? I need to go into this breakdown, man. I gotta know this. You gotta chill out. That's what you gotta do. All right, the Most High will reveal it to you in His time. It says, "But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence, for it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret." Right? You got a lot of people that they got some bullshit ass questions. You see? Well, I wouldn't say bullshit. Well, some of them do, right? They ask things that we not gonna find out until the kingdom. Things that are not needful to know for salvation. Right? Just some crazy things. You see? But it says, "Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are sure unto thee that men understand." The milk is powerful. The milk could condemn scholars, top Bible scholars, right? You see what happened, what the word been doing on the vocab alone. You see, but these people, they can't handle the milk. And this milk will destroy their beliefs easily. And the Most High revealed these things unto you. And these people will never be able to understand that. Right? So that's a gift in itself, to be able to understand the milk, the basics. See? Because after you be on, you're not going to be on the basics for so long. Because after you be on the basics, right, then you start to level up. You start to increase in understanding. Right? You start to get skillful. Right? You start to mature in the spirit. Right? And then you start to, the Most High starts to reveal certain things to you. You get better. Right? That's when anything is sports. You're on the basic, you're doing the fundamentals all the time. Right? That makes you better. Right? Just like in basketball, you doing the basics, then all of a sudden, like after years go by, right? And then you dunk and you doing 360 dunks and all this shit. You know, you good with the handles, the crossovers and all of that. Hey, but that takes time. You don't, everybody come in knowing all those things, right? Everybody don't know that, right? But you gotta start somewhere to get there. You don't start off being, right, the top guy in sports. You see, because in this truth, it's not about trying to be the top guy. It's about trying to get salvation. That's it. Right, this is last scripture. Sirach 18 and 24. Let me see. It's not it. Sirach 19:24. He that has small understanding and feareth the Most High is better than one that had much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High. All right, so you could be someone who only knows a few precepts and only able to break down a few. You understand a few things, and you fear the Most High, and you following these scriptures to the best of your ability with the little understanding that you have. Right, you are deemed greater than a man who knows all of the deep revelations and breakdowns, right? But he's going off. He's committing wickedness. He's transgressing the laws of the Most High. So the knowledge, even though the knowledge is good, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the scriptures is good, it is perfect, it doesn't necessarily guarantee you it doesn't guarantee you salvation. It doesn't make you a better person. You see, if you're not applying that, you're not actually following it, you don't actually understand it, right? It's just knowledge that you know. That's it. You can know you can know Daniel 7, Daniel 2nd chapter, all of the books of Revelation, right? And be wicked as hell. They don't guarantee you. Knowing those things don't guarantee you salvation. Right? Believing in Yahushua, following in his steps to the best of your ability, fearing the Most High to abstain and to remove yourself from wickedness is to change your life. Those things matter. And while doing those things, you learn this truth, you learn the basics, and you will increase. That's the process. Right? Then you become a teacher of these things. And when you become a teacher, when someone comes into the truth, you will tell them the same thing. From the experience that you have, you will tell them that you need the milk first. Right? As a teacher, you start off with the basics. And just like in Esau school system, you start off in pre-K, you go all the way up to 12th grade, then you go to college. All right? These grades is supposed to be advance you better than the last grade did. It's supposed to advance you in knowledge. Right? You get taught how to read, you get taught numbers. Right? You get taught, different words. And then that's when you start reading paragraphs you started, being able to spell, right? Just different things, right? But you start off small, like in math class, you start off like 1 + 1, 2 + 2. Then later on, you're doing multiplication, then you're doing calculus and shit like that, right? Which calculus is hard as fuck. But hey, that was a lesson, brothers. Edified, that I'm going to say shalom.